Reference seller, you don't have any kids.
I do not. That has helped me succeed as well.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about a growing shift that's changing how relationship, marriage, and family look in today's world. More and more men are saying, I don't want kids. And for many people, especially women who grew up expecting marriage and children as a package deal, this can be confusing, heartbreaking, but this is not just about random trend. It's a reflection of what men are experiencing emotionally, financially, and socially. So I'll put the stages together so that you watch. I'll be back to share my 2 cents.
Reference seller, you don't have any kids.
I do not. That has helped me succeed as well. Definitely.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There's a whole huge thing I'm not doing, which is raising children.
Would it, people, obviously someone will be listening, but yeah, but it would make you happier. You know, someone might say that. I'm trying to rebuttal.
I don't think it would. I've been around, obviously, a lot of children. I'm not ignorant to what it's like to. I've seen everyone I know has kids. I see. I'm 40 again. Like it's not. I know. I've some of my friends have had kids for decades. Some people want kids. Some people don't want kids. I think a lot of people have kids before they even think about it. From what I've seen, honestly, you just are told. You go through life. You get married. You have kids. It's what happens. And me and my wife were just, neither of us were like that, and honestly, the older we get, the more happy and reaffirmed we are with our choice to not have kids. Like it was something we kind of talked about more, and we were like, have we made the right choice? Are we sure? Now, if more than anything, the conversation is like, honestly, thank God we don't have children. We get to do whatever we want. We are in the prime of our lives. We are smarter than we've ever been. We understand ourselves more than we ever have. We have the capacity to achieve a level of work and a level of communication and care for one another and a lifestyle we can live with one another that we've never been able to live before. And we can just do that. And we don't have to raise a child, which the world does not need right now. and so yeah, it's we're very happy with our choice to not have kids. And I work with a lot of people with kids, and I see definitively that I have more time to both do the things I need to do and the things I enjoy doing than they do. And not to say their kids don't bring them joy, but I say this truthfully. Me and my wife seem to get a lot more active enjoyment out of not having kids than anyone I know seems to get out of having kids.
I think it's really strange to paint people who are child-free or wish to be child-free as the ones who don't like or hate children, where I'll take it a step further and say it's completely weaponized and manipulated, where the people who have children, I'd argue a lot of them don't like their children, did not want children, did not plan for children, are the ones actively neglecting and abusing children. Our systems at large, our education system, our government, our current economic model are the ones exploiting children. Like, I think the narrative of like, oh, people who don't want kids, don't like kids, even say go as far as hate kids, those are not the issues here. Like on like the wickedness and evil and like aggression towards children, they've removed themselves from that whole dynamic. They don't want them, they don't want to be around them, so on and so forth. So it's, how is abuse happening to children? It is by the hands of people who wanted kids, who like kids. It's like this weird weaponization within like the conservative movement of like, oh, like save the children. It's like, you're the same ones that don't care about the children. You're the same ones that believe in corporal punishment, the ones that want to bring religion back into the schools and like hitting kids back in the schools. Like, it's so flipped on its head that people saying like, oh, if you don't have kids, like you have no right to talk about kids. It's no, I have the perfect right to talk about children because I've looked at the situation around me. I've looked at the environment. I've looked at how people act, how people treat not only me, but other children. I've made the decision to not want to bring life into said situation, and you all didn't look around, didn't see that, didn't analyze that, didn't digest that, and still brought people into this mess and then go, well, why is all this bad stuff happening to children? You didn't think about it beforehand. And like the people that did think about it, people that did do the analysis and came to the conclusion of not to do that, it's like, if anything, those are the ones trying to protect children and like the class of children.
Whenever I'm feeling down or I'm a little sad, I like to remind myself, at least I don't have a kid. Can you imagine working a 9-to-5 job that you hate, hot as hell outside, can barely make ends meet, you get home, and the first thing you hear is, I threw up. Genuinely, I don't know what I would do, because, like, how are you supposed to not cry? How are you supposed to not just, like, sob? I think about my parents and how annoying of a kid I was, and I'm like, how did you just like take care of me for over a decade straight? And on top of that, I got things that I wanted. Like I got Christmas gifts and birthday gifts, and I was like a menace to society. I don't know how parents do it. And it brings it back full circle to me now. I'm at the age where if I had a kid, I'm like an adult and I would actually have to do adult things, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no. So while I do recognize I might have had a bad day or two, I could also be cleaning baby shit off the floor. So you know, it's not that bad really.
I'm 32, about to be 33, single, no kids. It is absolutely a flex. I don't care what nobody say. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say. It's absolutely a flex. People want to call you red flag. You know what I mean? Women want to say, oh, you 30, you in your 30s ain't got no kids. Oh God, I don't give a fuck. I'll be a red flag all day for me keeping my peace. See, us millennials, we ain't rushing to get married nowadays. We just not. We're not rushing to get married. We're not rushing to have kids. We are rushing to our peace and tranquility. Peace and tranquility. Shh, shh. Listen to this. Listen to this. You hear that? You hear absolutely.
The people who are pressuring you to have kids are all miserable. Let's face it. They either had kids too early, or they have too many kids, or hell, they have one kid and it's a handful. I am not going down with the ship just because somebody tells me the water's warm. I am jumping in that lifeboat and getting out. That is what a vasectomy was for me. I just shouted the word vasectomy as I walked past a group of people. Unless the people in your life pressuring you to have kids are willing to pay for those children, don't have the children. Or if you just don't want to have the kids, don't have the kids. That's a good thing.
So Sean, tell everybody how we've been together for 6 years. Hold on, 6 years. I cook, I clean for you, and all of that. And I'm not good enough to have your babies?
It's crazy because like I told you when we started this, I said I ain't want no kids, right? Didn't I say that though?
Okay, you told me that, but it's been 6 years. You could have changed your mind.
That's the thing. Like I don't just make up things as I go. I say what I mean. You know me. I don't want kids, and I don't want to be your baby father. I don't want to get married. You know me. Like I just want to do what we doing. We good. Why you want to mess that up?
Because I want kids. What you mean?
That's crazy.
So you love me, right?
I do. Yeah.
Then you
know
asked
that.
me to stay.
Right.
You asked me to stay, but now what? I'm supposed to stay and not have no kids, not have no ring?
I mean, it's crazy because like I asked you to stay and you chose to stay.
That's because I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, so why can't I have your babies then?
I don't want kids. I'm not ready. I'm not financially ready.
Why aren't you ready?
I mean, let's think about it. Like, what comes with having a kid? Like, having a kid comes with bills for that kid. If they get sick, we got to pay for that. If anything goes wrong with the kid, we have to take care of that. Are we ready for that financially? Are you ready?
I mean, shoot, you buying jewelry, cars, clothes, buying sections in the club, but you don't have no money to buy the diapers?
I've seen a lot of posts going around about why millennials and younger generations aren't having kids, and it's really annoying me. So I'm going to solve this mystery once and for all. Couple main reasons. One, money. Living is absurd. Creating a life is an incomprehensible amount of money to us. When I think about having a child, it's like, okay, let's forget about the upfront cost of all the pregnancy things, all of the birth things. Let's just pretend that a child showed up on my doorstep and that he's my child. I could probably afford him or her if he doesn't need to breathe, if he doesn't need to sleep, if he doesn't need to eat, if he doesn't need to learn, if he doesn't need to socialize, if he doesn't ever get sick, if he doesn't ever get injured. I think if he doesn't do any of those things, I could probably afford a couple of cherubs, okay? But unfortunately, that's not what the case is. They need to live life. Life is unbelievably expensive at literally every turn. It's hard to think about myself existing for a long time. And I'm doing well, mind you. I'm not even trying to do woe with me. Like, I'm doing well. And still, it's absurd. So having children is quickly becoming like a symbol of a high socioeconomic class, which is very depressing. Okay? Money. The second thing of why people aren't having kids, we don't have hope for the future. That's the biggest thing. A lot of this depression that we're feeling, a lot of this dread is because we don't have hope. We were sold a bag of goods growing up that's like, this is what life is, this is what's going to lead to happiness, blah, blah, blah. We get through to 30 and we realize that everything we've been told is wrong. Not only has not everything that we've been told wrong, we also don't even have a clear direction into what the future is going to be. So it's not like people can paint a picture of what the future is going to look like. All we're told is that, no, what you've done so far isn't good enough. You're never going to be rich. Also, we're going to replace you with robots literally as soon as possible. So not only are you not doing good enough, we're going to try to get rid of you ASAP. And what the human existence is going to look like when the robots come, couldn't tell you, okay? So it's hard for us to think about literally like 6 months in the future, let alone when we're 60 years old. So thinking about bringing a child into that, where it's like, yeah, hey kid, welcome to the world. Don't know what to tell you. Hope it works out for you. Me personally, I'm just running out the clock, okay? That's what I feel like most of our generation is doing. We're just running out the clock. We're like, it's messed up. Let's just enjoy the time that we get, and whatever's on the other side of that, I guess we'll figure it out. So there's this whole narrative of like, oh, well, people don't want kids the way that they used to. No, people want kids. Most people do. Not everybody, and that's totally fine. Most people want kids. But when you think about bringing a child into this situation, our rational brains are just not piecing it together, that it makes sense. So it's not a choice. People not having kids is a symptom of a disease. And that disease is the existence that we've created and what we exist in right now. And all this isn't even mentioning the fact that building, developing, and maintaining a healthy relationship has become damn near impossible. So when you think about having to find someone or maintain the situation that you're in enough to bring a child into a healthy relationship, it's very hard to imagine, right? And that's, again, a huge problem, the fact that our human-to-human love and connection has been totally corrupted. Again, another massive problem. So you add all of that up, no money, no hope, very hard to find and maintain a healthy relationship, becoming damn near impossible. And where does the child fit in that? So all these posts, why aren't young people having kids? Shut up.
That's a video, guys. So I'm just here to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. More and more people, you know, they don't want kids, especially men at this point. Let's begin with the emotional reality. A lot of men today are battling unspoken trauma. Many of them were raised by emotionally unavailable fathers or grew up watching their own dads being overworked and underappreciated. They witnessed the emotional cost of fatherhood and now they're asking themselves, is this the life I want to live? Some watch their fathers pour everything into providing for their families only to be left bitter, divorced, or broke down. Others never had a father figure at all. So when the conversation of fatherhood come up, instead of excitement, many men feel fear. They are scared to repeat the cycle or to fail at being the kind of father they never had. On top of that, mental health conversation among men are still not normalized. Many men don't feel emotionally equipped to be responsible for another human being life. And instead of pretending to be ready just because society expects them to, many are now openly say, I'm not in the place to be a parent and I may never be. The honesty while jarring to something is actually a form of self-awareness. Financially, things have changed dramatically. The traditional family model was built on the idea that one man could work a full-time job and support a family comfortably. That world doesn't exist anymore. The cost of living is gone up, housing is unaffordable, childcare is expensive, and the job security is a thing of the past for many. For men who have already feeling the pressure just to survive, the idea of adding the financial weight of a child feels overwhelming, even irresponsible. Many of them feel they can't give a child that life they didn't want to provide, so they choose to have one, never to have one at all. Let's also talk about how parenting today has shifted. Being a dad now is not just about bringing home money. Today, fathers are expected to be emotional, valuable, deeply involved, and present all times. And now that's a good thing for children. It's a huge leap from what previous generation experienced. Many men are asking, "Am I even capable of being that kind of a dad?" And sometimes realize they're not. Not because they're bad people, but because they know parenting is no longer just about discipline and provision. It's about emotional give and consistency, and that scares them. And there's also the impact of divorce culture. A lot of men have either been through divorce themselves or watched their friends go through brutal custody battles. They have seen how quickly a loving relationship can turn to toxic, and how much some men lose everything: access to their children, their homes, and their peace of mind. For them, the risk feels too high. They fear becoming a weekend dad or being dragged through court. So instead of gambling with their emotional and financial future, they opt out of the parenting altogether. And with the freedom, more men today are choosing to prioritize personal freedom, peace, and purpose over tradition. They're traveling, building businesses, focusing on health and hobbies, or healing from trauma. They don't see a child as the next step, they see it as a are like they don't want it. They don't hate kids, they just want to raise them. Some even say they love being uncles or mentors, but enjoy going home to peace and quiet. And that doesn't make them selfish, it makes them self aware. Society still tends to praise women who are child free by choice, but judges men who say they the same. There's an assumption that he will change his mind or he's just immature. But the truth is, many men are making this choice after deep thought and reflection. They are not anti-family, they're just not willing to bring a child into a world unless they are just 100% ready emotionally, mentally, and financially. And let's be honest, the world we live in is heavy: climate change, wars, political instability, raising cost of everything. It's a lot. Some men don't want to bring a child into a world that feels unpredictable and safe. That's not their thing, that's realism, okay? They see parenting as the most important decision you can ever make, and they treat it with the seriousness as it deserves. So, what does this mean for dating, marriage, and relationship? It means we need to start having real conversation early. If you want kids, you need to ask the question upfront. Don't assume someone will change. Don't assume biology or age will force their hand. Don't assume biology or something will help them to become like that. This trend is not about hate for children, it's not business, it's not laziness, it's a reflection of the times we live in. Men today are under pressure from every single, and many are choosing peace and purpose over legacy. And maybe there's something we should respect or not ridicule. So the next time you hear a man say, "I don't want kids," instead of asking why not, maybe ask what led you to that decision. You might be surprised at the depth of his answer, because for many men today it's not a trend, it's a quiet revolution. So I think we need to educate ourselves more about being child free, okay? Because a lot of people are having children because they see their friends, they have kids. But you need to ask yourself a very important question: am I going to be a good dad? Okay. Being a father, anyone can be a father, but being a dad, it takes one with wisdom. Okay, because you need to be there for your child, emotionally, always available. Okay, so do you have the time for the child? Because the child can't grow up just alone. Okay, so you need to be talking to the kid, you need to have conversations, you need to have all these things. Okay, so that's the thing. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.